We want to shift from that poor me victim mindset to that I can do this because I'm amazing mindset. It's Elisa Boyd here, and today I want to get into why mothers often self-sabotage because of fear and self-doubt. We're going to go through a few tips to help you break that down. The first thing is you have to just have some self-awareness, and you need to recognize that you're even doing this in the first place. We have the excuse of we have to clean the house, we have to fold the laundry. We create all these things so that we don't actually start. At the end of the day, there's always going to be laundry to fold. So if you don't carve out the time for it now, it's never going to happen. Start being aware of where you're spending your time. When you think you're going to sit down and work on your business, is it really intentional, or are you creating things in your life to stop you from doing it, even if it's, not intentional? Once you start to have these negative thought patterns, or even if you get started to think, well, that person's already doing it, why would I bother? Take these ideas and actually write them down. And now the benefit of writing them down is we're putting them on paper, we're getting them out of our head and on paper. And what I want you to do after you do that is give yourself any tangible proof that these things are actually realistic in your life. In this day and age, starting a new business is unsafe and scary in your brain. And it's going to come up with all these stories that may not be true to prevent you from doing that. So by kind of writing this down and extracting it from our brain, we're going to realize that a lot of these things we tell ourselves aren't true. So once we've identified these self-sabotage behaviors and stories that we're telling, we need to rewrite them. We need to write them in a fashion that is more truthful. We're just gonna hype ourselves up here, right? What this is doing is the first couple steps to shift your mind from self-sabotage to growth mindset, positive thinking. And those things both, no matter which direction you go, if you focus on it, it will grow and get bigger and bigger and bigger. So we want to shift from that poor me victim mindset to that I can do this because I'm amazing mindset. The next thing we want to do is take a lot of the big goals that you have and break them down into something smaller. It's great to know where you want to get, but that can feel really overwhelming. All of a sudden you're thinking, I have to post on social media 100 times, I have to be on TikTok, I have to be on YouTube. You don't have to start with all of those things at all. You can just go back to the basics of what you need to do to start your business. And the third thing that I think is extremely important in this is you need to find support. When you're starting something new, especially when you're going at it alone, it's really nice to be able to bounce ideas off somebody, to have somebody guide you. And that's why mentorship is so important. Get feedback and support from somebody who's been where you are now. So even if they're a year ahead of you more, they're going to have some really great insight that you're just not going to get from somebody who's, just a cheerleader who says, you can do this, good for you. And trust me, if anybody's had success, they will not look at you like competition and not want to help you. They'll be more than excited to help you avoid a lot of the mistakes they probably made starting their business. The fourth thing, as you're moving through all of this, and you've worked on your goals, is really celebrate them when you hit those marks. Because when those negative thoughts come in and you feel like you can't do it, you can tangibly look at a list of things you set out to do and check it off, right? It's that feeling of writing a list of to-dos and crossing them off. It feels so good. And I think as business owners, especially when you're really excited and you're a really hard worker, every time you hit a plateau or you reach a goal, your mind is already going to be on the next 3 or 4 goals. But it's so important to sit into what you've just done and really give yourself a pat on the back, because it's just going to help propel you forward, remind you when things get tough that, hey, you've already completed all these things. That's amazing. So you can for sure keep going forward and tackling on all your big dreams. If you want to learn more about starting your own business, I have a whole video on taking your passion to profit. I highly suggest you go check that out. And I think the biggest thing to take away from this is that overcoming your self-doubt isn't just a one-day thing. It will continue to grow because you're going to continue to up-level. So you need to stay committed to keeping your brain in check and always having that growth mindset. And you're going to learn along the way. And that's all that you can do. And that's the best thing you can do, is just keep learning and keep growing.